Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Logistics by Shan. This is our first video which is related to international logistics. But before jumping into the international logistics, we should know what actually the logistics is. So, logistics is actually the process of planning, managing, and moving goods or materials or any type of information from one place to another efficiently. In simple terms, it is about getting the right thing to the right place at the right time and at the right cost. So, what is international logistics? International logistics is similar to like what actually the logistics is, but here the international means like you need to import or export the goods from across the borders. There are different stages which are involved in international logistics. So, we will assume that you are a logistic guy or a storekeeper who is working at a site, like any type of construction site. And one day you are just sitting, and your engineer or the project manager is coming to you. He's telling you that we need some material at the site. We'll assume like we need 20 cameras at the site for the installation. The first thing you will do is you will check your stock, whatever is available in your store at the site. If the cameras which are required by your engineer or the manager, it is not available in your store at the site, then you will check it with your warehouse. Every company they have a warehouse where mostly they will stock the items. So if you require anything, the first thing you must do, it is very crucial that you should check with the warehouse team. If the material, like in our case, it is 20 cameras, if that camera which we require, that will have a specific model number, it will have some description, some specifications, you will send an email and check it with the warehouse team if those cameras are available in the warehouse or not. Because we are discussing international logistics here, so we'll assume like the material which we require, it is not available in the warehouse, and secondly the material which we require, it is not locally available in the market as well. That's how we'll cover the international logistics. Now the step which will be involved is like the requirement identification. Once you will send the email to the warehouse team, they will tell you, okay, this material is not available in the warehouse. So you will check with the procurement team. You will request them to raise the material requisition request to purchase these items. So the second step that is involved, once you have request for those materials and you have told them to raise the material request, they will start searching the supplies. Like they will check from their databases, their agents. Like databases, mostly companies they will maintain a database. Like the procurement team, they will mostly maintain a database in which they will store their supplies, like for cameras, for CCTV system as a whole, which are our supplies. So if in database we don't have any supplies for cameras, so what they will do, they will check with the agents, then they will confirm them, they will tell them that these are the supplies available in the market. So the second stage, it involves request for quotation, RFQ. Your procurement department, they will send RFQs, request for quotation, to different suppliers. And in request for quotation, the things that will be involved in RFQ will be the details of the item, like which items they need, what is the quantity which is required, and where will be the delivery location, like where it will be delivered. Is it in our warehouse or at the construction site? Then the required date as well, like until which date it must be delivered, because some items are required on urgent basis because of their urgency at the site. You cannot delay your work at the construction sites. Once they will make the request for quotation, then the suppliers, those all suppliers, they will send one invoice. That will not be the final invoice. That is actually only the pro forma invoice. We'll call it as a pro forma invoice, and the content of the pro forma invoice will be the details of the product, like the same what you mentioned in request for quotation. Those details, their quantity, like if you have requested for 20, they will also mention 20, and then they will mention the unit price for one camera, and then the total amount for all the cameras. Then the Incoterms, they will mention like it will be delivered under which Incoterm. We'll discuss these all things in detail in separate videos about Incoterms and these things. For your information, there are total 11 types of Incoterms, and it depends on the buyer and supplier which one they prefer. Once they will send the pro forma invoice, then our procurement department, they will check these all pro forma invoices from different suppliers, and they will rank these pro forma invoices in the suppliers based on different things. For one thing which is very important to know, that price is not the only thing that our procurement department will see. Like maybe one company, one of the supplier who has sent the pro forma invoice, they have quoted only for 1000 dirhams, and the other has quoted for 1050 dirhams. So a normal person, he will think, okay, so we will choose 1000 dirhams. No, we need to look at other factors as well. Their credibility, like how much credible those suppliers are. And one more important thing is that if they can deliver the material on site on time or not. So once we finalize one of our supplier, like okay, we'll purchase from this one, then our procurement department, they will send the purchase order to them. In purchase order, they will mention the product details, the unit price, total price, buyer and the seller details, Incoterms, in terms and conditions of the payment. They will mention the same product details what we mentioned before in the pro forma invoice and request for quotation. Unit price will mostly be, in most scenario, it will be the same what they have mentioned in the pro forma invoice and total price, like this. So once you will send the purchase order, a sales agreement or a sales contract will be made between the buyer and the seller. They will sign this sale contract, which will include the same things: this product, their quantity, and the quality also, delivery terms, payment terms, and dispute resolution. These all things will be mentioned in the sales contract. Then, at the stage 6, the payment arrangements will be made. There are different ways through which payment arrangements can be made. One is like advance payment, in which the buyer bears all the risk. Why? Because the buyer is paying in advance, so there is a risk. If in case the seller defaults or the seller fails to deliver, then obviously the risk is on the buyer side. The second option is open account, in which the seller bears the risk. Open account means like you will get the delivery, and then after once you receive the delivery, only then the buyer will pay delivery amount whatever has delivered. In this case, the seller bears the risk because he is delivering the material, so he need to trust the buyer that if he will pay or not. There is third method, which is letter of credit, and it is mostly nowadays it is used because in this scenario both buyers and sellers, their risk will be mitigated and it will be minimized, because in letter of credit the bank guarantee will be involved. We'll discuss this letter of credit in detail in some other video. But for your knowledge, in letter of credit, there will be minimum 4 parties involved. One is the applicant. Applicant means the buyer or the importer of the goods. In our scenario, we are the applicant because we are importing the products and we are the buyer. The second party is the beneficiary. Beneficiary is actually the seller or the exporter. The third is issuing bank. In our case, the bank to whom we will reach to open the letter of credit, that bank is the issuing bank. And the fourth party is advising bank. Advising bank is actually the bank to whom our issuing bank will send the letter of credit. So After all this process, the seventh stage involves the production. Our seller, what they will do after receiving this order, everything, they will start producing the products. Like in our case, 20 cameras. They will start manufacturing those cameras. They will do all the quality inspection reports. They will do the production order. They will complete it. After this, they will start packing the products, and they will make the packing list for this material. We'll discuss these all things like packing list and letter of credit and these all things in one separate video, because it requires a lot of time to explain these all things. However, this packing list, it will include like the number of packages which are like in our cameras. We'll suppose like these 20 cameras, they put cameras in one box, so number of packages will be one box, like they are delivering one box to us. Then the dimensions of the box, like what is the length, width, height, these things. Then the gross weight, like gross weight is actually like what is the weight of those cameras. Then the net weight means the weight of whole package, which includes the boxing of cameras and the box in which all those 20 cameras they have placed. Because of this packing list is like it will help in the customs, it will help in the warehouse as well, and during the freight handling as well. Customs, like when you are importing something, this packing list, it is required to present it to the custom for the clearance of the product. Similarly in warehouse, if some material is coming to the warehouse, through packing list will inspect the material, like which specific material is in which box. In our case, these are only 20 cameras, but some shipments it will include maybe thousands of cameras, different models, different things. So in order to locate a specific item, we'll check the packing list. Okay, we need this camera. Where is this camera? In which pallet? In which box? And then freight handling also, it will be helpful because some items they are sensitive. So while handling the freight, they will be aware like, okay, these items are sensitive, they need extra care while transferring. After this process, the final invoice by the exporter or the seller will be made, and they will send this final invoice to the buyer. This final invoice, it will include seller, buyer, product, quantity, unit price, total price, Incoterms, currency, etc. These all things. What is the purpose of this final invoice? This final invoice will called it commercial invoice. The one before, it was pro forma, that was before the purchase order, that was only to give the pricing details to the buyer, but this is the final. And the purpose of this final invoice, like it is helpful in the calculation of VAT. VAT is actually the value added tax, and it will also help us in customs duty calculations, payments, these all things, because this is the amount you need to pay to the seller. Then stage 10 is the export license. Although it is not required for every item, like in our case for cameras, this export license is not required, but some scenarios, some material, this require export permit or export license, like pharmaceutical, military and chemical items that requires export license. After making the export license, if it was required, then our seller will book the transport. Mostly the transport, it will be through the carriers or through the freight forwarders to book, so that items, these are items, it can be shipped to the port. At the same time, they will make the insurance of the product. So if in case anything is happening to our material during, like from the port of loading to the port of discharge, if anything is happening, so insurance is there to cover. And it depends on the Incoterm as well, which Incoterm we are using, and only then this insurance we'll discuss, because we'll discuss Incoterms in detail in separate videos. So we'll discuss insurance, like in which Incoterm insurance is provided, and after this all, the seller, it will go for the custom export clearance. The seller or the exporter, they will do this custom export clearance by themselves, while in some scenarios they will use the freight forwarder to clear the custom. The exporter, they will submit commercial invoice, country of origin, packing list, export license if it is required, and the custom clearance will be done. Country of origin is actually the origin of the product where it is made. After this, there are different options once the custom is clear, like how we want to ship this material. If we want to ship it by sea or through the air. If it is by the sea, then the good will move to the factory, like the process is from factory to warehouse, to port, to vessel, and then to the destination. And in this scenario, bill of lading will be issued by the shipping line. Bill of lading is actually a document like one exporter. They will ship the material into the vessel. Then the agent of the ship, they will give them a bill of lading. What is the function of bill of lading? It is actually acts as a receipt of a good, that they have received the good. Then contract of carriage, like okay, they have made a contract to carry this material from one place to another. Then the document of title. This is very important actually. Document of title means whoever is holding the bill of lading, he can take the material. We'll discuss bill of lading in detail, like their type, these all things. But for your information, there are different types, like straight bill of lading. In straight bill of lading, the name of the consignee. Consignee mean the one who will take the shipment, like the buyer. Their name will be mentioned. So only he can take the material. The second one is order bill of lading. It is transferable. Like the buyer, maybe once the goods are in the ship, they are selling. At the same time, the buyer is selling those products to one another buyer within a country or somewhere. So that bill of lading, order bill of lading, it is transferable. So the buyer, it will give to the second buyer, and he can take this material. One is bearer bill. Whoever possesses owns the carriage. If we talk about shipped by air, then it is like factory to airport to aircraft to destination port. One difference between bill of lading and airway bill. Airway bill is not a document of title. We'll discuss it in detail in separate video, like why it is like this. One document which we discussed was the certificate of origin. It is actually, as we discussed before, it is actually like in which country the products have been manufactured. It is usually issued by the Chamber of Commerce, and it is used for custom clearance and for trade agreement. There are different types. One is preferential, the second one is non-preferential. In preferential, you can reduce the duties, while non-preferential, normal duties need to be paid. Stage 16 involves shipment document package. Exporter, they sends the document like these all commercial invoice, packing list, bill of lading or airway bill, country of origin, insurance. These all documents to the importer. Why they will send? So that they can import the goods in their country. This packing list, it is also very important. Commercial invoice, bill of lading is the most important document. Then stage 17, it involves transportation, like these materials will be delivered through the ship to the destination, like the port of discharge. They will submit these all documents and they will get the import clearance, custom clearance from the custom department. And if the import license is required, like we discussed for export, there were 3 items, pharmaceutical and these 2 more. So for the same items, import license will also be required, and they will make the import license and then they will make the clearance for the import. And after this, the custom inspection will be there. There are actually 3 types. If it is green channel, it means no inspection of the material will be done. The second one is yellow, in which only document, the custom department, they will check only the documents which you are presenting. The red one, in this, they will physically check the items as well. So after this, the carrier will release the cargo, and DO, delivery order, will be issued by the shipping line or the airline. The purpose of this delivery order is to authorize the cargo release. The stage 22 involves port, import, release. Importer will pay the port charges. Storage, like once the material came, it will be stored for some time, they will pay those charges, cargo release charges, everything from there, and then they will take this shipment. Stage 13 involves inland transport, in which they will take the material from the port and then into the warehouse and factory. Like in our case, this material it will be delivered to the warehouse, and from warehouse team will tell us like this material has now reached to warehouse. So they will book the GRN. Like GRN is actually good receipt note that they have received this material. Then they will make internal delivery note to the site team. You will receive this material along the delivery note, and you will sign, and this process will be closed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope your concept related to the international logistics will be cleared. If you have any queries, any questions, any confusions, feel free to ask any question in the comments. Thank you so much.